What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Manny Reacts. I am Manny, and today I'll be reacting to Brown Skin Girl by Beyonce, Blue Ivy, which I think is her daughter, right? St. John and WizKid. Yeah, so please comment, like, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get to it. Oh, and before I start this video, y'all should know, just transparency up front, I have heard Beyonce's music before. I don't remember what any of the albums are called, but I'll tell you my favorite songs by Beyonce straight off the bat real quick before we jump into this video. So the first one is Halo. The second one is Dangerously in Love, I think it's called. I'm so in love with you. You set me free. I can't do this thing called life without you here with me, cause I'm dangerously in love with you. Yeah, that one. Drunken Love is my jam. We be all night. That one. And there's some other ones too. If I Were a Boy, that had a strong message to it. Talking about like double standards between men and women in relationships and what's seen as like cool when men do it, but you know, it's not cool when women do it and shit like that. But what else? No, that's it. I mean, she's got some fucking jams, but those are the only ones that come to mind right now. But without further ado, let's get to it. Oh, that one song. I forget what it's called. Every night I rush in my bed with hopes that maybe I'll get a chance. You could be a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Yeah, sweet or a beautiful nightmare. Which is it? What is it called? Sweet dream or beautiful nightmare? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Oh. So before we even start, I think this song, just based on the title alone, and I'm assuming that's her daughter singing. If it is, she has the angel of a voice, just like her mother. But this video, I think it's gonna be something empowering. Just based on the title alone, it's pretty self-explanatory. But let's see where it goes. I see a lot of melanin as is, which is beautiful. Now, is this WizKid or St. John singing right now? That has to be WizKid, because I know St. John, he looked different because I seen one of his music videos before. Wow. Okay, this is deeper than many of y'all might even know, man. Well, I don't want to be fucking pretentious in that way. Y'all probably know that it's deep as is, but I'm just saying, look at what we have right now. Melanated people from different ages, from different religious backgrounds. You know, you could see one of these women is wearing the hijab, you know, and it's just dope. It's just dope. And then of course, you know, the albino community is a pretty marginalized community from what I know, and so it's good to have some representation for them as well, you know. Oh, that's B. Yo, he looked fresh. I like that outfit he got on, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking with the burgundy color, or I don't know what that's called, like cranberry red. I like it. Yeah, I mean, isn't that something, man? uh black women truly are a godsend. I mean, they more ways than one. They set the standard for what human beings should strive to be. And I don't want to deify any particular group, but with black women, they've just given so much love to the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh, they're so underappreciated, so underappreciated, and it's obvious that everybody want to be like them because their style, their swagger, is their ability to set the standard for music, pop culture, art. I mean, you talk about one marginalized group that has historically punched above its weight. You're talking about black women. I mean, you see pop music would be nothing without black women. I love Ariana Grande. I love Lady Gaga. I love Adele. I love what's Valerie, Amy Winehouse. I love them all, honestly, but they wouldn't have had careers without black women. Because when you hear the soul in their voice, they're channeling something deep. They're channeling um pain, sorrow, despair, and joy that can only be articulated through the voice of a black woman for a very long time. It could only be articulated like that through the voice of a black woman, through the voice of a Nina Simone, through the voice of an Aretha Franklin, through the voice of a Billie Holiday. And these are the people, when you hear their cadence, you hear their rhythm, you hear how they fluctuate their voice, and how they turn the tone up. That's not something that's historically European. Yeah, the European, they do the opera thing, oh, but Europeans weren't singing like that until those women that I just mentioned came onto the scene. And so now you got a bunch of white women who are in pop music, who are in R&B and stuff like that, like Mariah Carey. She's an R&B artist. And I won't say they got their style from black women, but that way, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's hard to describe, man. It's hard to describe and operationalize, but that just goes to show. And then of course, everybody wants to go tanning nowadays. Everybody wants to be tan and stuff. So they and then you see what Katy Perry does in a lot of her music videos with are you ready for that one where she dresses in the Egyptian garb? She has a whole thing like black women are the real deal, and there's a reason why like white women often get jealous of them, but I don't want to make too many controversial statements in one video. I'd rather spread that shit out. I'm gonna get fired one day for having this YouTube channel. But yeah, we should appreciate black women more. The world, us as a globe. And for them to, I don't know, I'm sorry, and I know I'm harping and shit, and y'all gonna be like, oh, you just simping. All right, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Shit, call it whatever you want, but it's true. It's true. Like when he says back up against the world, I mean that's a perfect way to describe the situation that black people, but black women in particular, are in. You look at their conditions more often than not in the cards that they're dealt here in the States, in the United States. Highest infant mortality rate, it is in the black community. Black mothers having complications giving birth because they have inadequate access to health care, you know. So in that way, they're pushed to the side, they're marginalized. In a sense, you also have a disproportionate amount of black women, or a disproportionate of low wage service industry based jobs are occupied by black women as well, because you know the glass ceiling is so low, it's oftentimes difficult for them, no matter how hard they work, to excel and to get into positions of power to influence things. So shout out to Rashida Tlaib, shout out to Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Pressley, people like that, other prominent black women. But it's just, and then you look at the way they're also treated in the Caribbean and Latin America, which are highly patriarchal and highly, you know, in certain cultures, you know, they're also treated badly. So it's not just, you know, white supremacy that is suppressing them. It's not just capitalism. They also have to deal with the patriarchy within the black community itself, which the same can be said about Latinas or you know, perhaps Asian women. Don't know too much about their story, their history. I know that they're very diverse, so I'll be careful so as to not homogenize them. But I mean, and then of course, in certain parts of Africa, especially the parts that are war torn, you know, black women are just not treated right and devalued in that context as well. And yet they're one of the most resilient subsections of the population, of the global population. Like I said, I just think they punch above their weight. Art, fashion, whatever, music, sports. Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope. I mean, you know, she's including everyday black women in this video, which is awesome. And she's also throwing some names out there and you know, encouraging us to appreciate the prominent black women in society as well. Lupita Nyong'o. I'm sorry if I mispronounce her name. Y'all correct me in the comments. So I like to be corrected, you know. And then Naomi Campbell, of course, a legend in fashion. There she go. Lupita Nyong'o. Oh, Kelly Rowland, another legend. Whew. Melanin too dark to throw her shade. Man. And I mean, look at this, man. Look at this. And this is also something that needs to be said, that black skin is so beautiful that it can match with any color. It can match with any color. It complements any color. The white, you wear the black, they could rock you know, these more like light colors, and they still look stunning, you know. They still look stunning. So there you go. And not everybody could do that. Y'all know not everybody could do that. Have you ever seen a white person wear all black? Does that match with their skin complexion? Should they be wearing all black? No, let me relax. Let me relax. Oh man, this is gonna come back and bite me in the ass one day. Oh, that's dope, man. So wow. I mean, this is complex, because they're even if you look at the nose ring and the jewelry, I'm gonna make an assumption, and maybe I'm wrong here, and y'all again check me, but I think South East Asian black women are also represented in this video, which is amazing when you think about the complexity of it all. And I could be wrong. This woman, you know, she might not be from Southeast Asia. She might not be from Mali, from Pakistan, from India. But it's important to know that there are black people there too. She's so beautiful. Oh my goodness, she's so beautiful. Oh, and also, maybe it's self-explanatory, maybe it's not. But what makes this video so powerful, in my point of view, there are multiple things, but the primary factor that makes this video so powerful as far as the messaging is concerned is that it overturns a prejudice that is held widely in the Western world, which is that whiteness is the gold standard for beauty, that blackness, and specifically black women, are not aesthetically pleasing, that they are ugly. These are narratives that were created during the transatlantic slave trade to dehumanize black people and to make it seem as though white people are up here in every way, as far as intellect, as far as morality, and as far as, you know, beauty, and you know, the idea was black people are down here. Now, a lot of people won't tell you this, but in our society today, a lot of people still believe that. And what's more, and this is the unfortunate thing about minorities, specifically racial and ethnic minorities who internalize white supremacy, they themselves start to believe it, because you look at the TV screen, you look at the billboards, and it's changed over the years. It's changed, but historically in this country, you know, white women were always the models. You know, there wasn't a lot of representation until maybe a few years ago. Now all of a sudden it becomes trendy. Diversity is trendy in Hollywood and in fashion. So yeah, we prop up black women, we prop up racially ambiguous women, because, you know, all of a sudden there's something exotic about them. There's something, oh my goodness, you know, there's some, and even that is problematic. So y'all be careful with that too, man, because that comes with its own negative stereotypes. But yeah, so the fact that this video overturns those stereotypes, those prejudices on top of their head is magnificent, and it kind of chips away at what we in the West have been taught to see as beautiful, you know. Hey, there she goes. There's complexities in complexion, but your skin is, it glows like diamonds. So yeah, she's just bigging up black women. I love this video, man. I love it. Yeah, baby, know your worth. It's hard to know your worth in a white supremacist society, you know, if you've been taught that your life is worth less than white people's, you know. And then also black women have to not only deal with that message being thrown at them, but they also have to deal with the message that they as women are you know, are less than men. So when we talk about intersectionality, maybe most of y'all, I'm assuming if you watch it, you know about intersectionality, but it's just like the overlapping in the cross section of identities, right? So me as a light skin Puerto Rican man who comes from like a socioeconomically challenged background, All right, so from a kid, I had to deal with three identities in that regard, right? So I'm a man, Puerto Rican, and also low income. So those identities have a tendency to play off of one another. And for Black women, they are placed at a um, severe institutional disadvantage because of their identity as women and because their identity as being Black. You know what I'm saying? So that poses a whole bunch of challenges for them, that isn't necessarily posed to, say, a Black man who still has to deal with a whole bunch of shit because he's Black, um but he doesn't necessarily have to deal with the sexism in the same way because he's not a woman. You see what I mean? And then also white women, let's say for instance, they gotta deal with a whole bunch of shit because because of their sex, because they're women, right? So they get patriarchy and sexism thrown at them, not to the same extent as a Black woman. They don't have to deal with the specter of racism looming over their heads because they're not Black. And then also they don't have to deal with the layering of oppression in the same way that Black women have to deal with it. Going back to what I said about Black women in the US and the high infant mortality rates, there's a reason why white infant mortality rates are down here, and Black women's infant mortality rates, they're up here, because you got to consider income levels. A disproportionate amount of poor people in this country are Black, and Black people tend to have less access to good health care. Therefore, Black women who are poor are one of the most vulnerable social groups, if not the most vulnerable social group in the entire fucking country. So there you go. And I know y'all are like, Manny, we're not in school, you don't have to teach us this shit. We already, this, that, or the other. We come here to get away from political and social commentary. Okay, get the fuck off of here then. Don't subscribe. Oh, they're so beautiful. Oh my God, she's adorable. Look at her. She looked just like her mother, but I also see the J in her face. Oh, that's adorable. Aww. Is that her mom? Don't tell me that's her mom, because if it is, that's the cutest. That's the cutest thing of the whole video. Wow. Oh my goodness. And these are the babies. Oh. Did they shoot this in Africa? Anybody else? Remember how her daughter's voice was at the beginning? It would be dope. It would be a crime if the same way that she opened up acapella, if she doesn't close acapella. I bet they do that. Bet they do that. See, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Press people gotta stick together, man. Press people gotta stick together. So that sisterhood amongst Black women, that's crucial. The brotherhood amongst Black men, that's crucial. And the respect between both groups, that's also crucial. Because when you talk about the Black population, at least here in the States, but also around the world in a variety of different ways, being affected by globalization and colonialism in Africa, the Caribbean, the Black family has been under attack by white supremacy for a very long time, right? I.e., the prison industrial complex, where you take, I mean, fucking slavery. I don't understand how you destroy, and I'm talking about white people, how you destroy family bonds over the course of 3, 4, some countries, 500 years. And then once you abolish slavery and then introduce the prison industrial complex to criminalize black life, how you expect black families to you know, to function like at a high level, you know what I'm saying? And I know maybe that shit doesn't make sense, but I want to be careful. No, it's not even a matter of being careful, man. I mean, it's true. Like, you look at what Jim Crow, what you know, the war on drugs did to the black family in this country, especially the war on drugs, taking hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of black men over the course of a decade and throwing them in cages. And so what happens to the black family? All right, there many of them, especially low income black families, you know, kids are left to be are left being raised by a single parent. And whatever you think about the nuclear family, I don't give a fuck about the nuclear family. That's a construction by white people too, because in indigenous societies, black and native societies, kids were raised by the entire fucking village. So don't talk to me about the fucking nuclear family. But there is something to be said about growing up in a household where there's only one stream of income, and that's like the one parent, that's the mom taking care of you. So whatever you have to say about the nuclear family, it is the case that you know, kids need as much love and support as they could possibly get from multiple streams of support, multiple sources. And slavery, when they separated moms and dads, you know, the prison industrial complex, those structures made it damn near impossible for that to happen, for a lot of black kids to be raised with multiple sources, multiple streams of support. So it's a sad, and yet, because we always got to go back to the end yet, you know, black folks have been able to punch above their weight like no other group in modern history. I can't speak, I'm not a fucking historian, all right? So I don't know shit about the beginning of whatever time, but in modern history, I say post-colonial history, you know, the post-enlightenment, there has been no group on the planet that's been able to punch above their weight like black people, you know. They did it. I told you. Ooh, that shit gave me goosebumps. See? Oh man, I love how she looks so like disinterested. This is dope, man. This is dope. Yeah. I like this video a lot. Hey, words. Sorry, it's Friday. I'm burnt the fuck out. But hey, you know, if y'all enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. There you go. Brown Skin Girl by Beyoncé, Blue Ivy, St. John, and WizKid. I will see y'all next time, but until then, be safe, be easy.